Buckle up your pant legs, zip up your hats, plaid up your vestments, and Happy New Year! It's time for Sound Spotlight, a podcast about Kingdom Hearts, Union Cross. I'm Sam.
I'm Drew.
We took an accidental month-and-a-half break.
Whoops.
It happens. We are recording this on January 1st, 2025. To all our future listeners, I know, the distant past. We're sort of in the age of fairy tales to you,
right?
Like the Master of Masters is to us.
That's right. It's a new year.
For all of the people listening to this 1,000 years from now.
That's right. New year and new insights for you on Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
I've been excited to record this one for a while, but then this morning I woke up and I was like, what the hell happened? I know I was excited about it. So I did rewatch it all like about an hour ago. So that's good.
I didn't have time. I mean, I did if I had managed my time better, but I just read my own notes. And I did, when you read notes that you took like 7 or 8 weeks ago on Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, you do kind of read them and go, what?
Yeah, well, huh?
The fuck does that mean?
They get in the pod and then they pop out of the pod and it's Dream Eaters and Xehanort, baby.
Xehanort? I will say, don't get too excited about us being back, because after we record this episode, I need to schedule some oral surgery, so I think that might maybe make it difficult to podcast for a bit, but we'll be back on track properly.
We'll just do them with talk to text for like a month, and then that'll work.
I decided to watch Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, God. Someone would like that, because people like TikTok, I guess, so... that must work.
For some reason. I mean, those like AI voice like movie summary YouTube videos get millions of views for some reason.
It's just other AI watching it. It's AI all the way down. I mean, Facebook...
This is a great video.
Meta just talked about how they're just going to do that now. They're going to like flood their platforms with AI like on purpose.
Yeah, this is the current events segment.
Right.
Meta did say that they're just going to start making AI profiles.
Yeah, it's kind of like Master of Masters making data worlds and data, Keyblade wielders, and this is. In some ways, Zuckerberg is kind of the Master of Masters of Meta.
A lot of social media has the sort of mindset of like, how do we get rid of bot profiles? But Mark Zuckerberg said, if you can't beat them, make them.
Make them, and juice all of our ad numbers, I'm guessing, is the main reason, really.
I think the idea is just that they want people on Facebook and Instagram to never, ever, ever run out of stuff to look at.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Trying to think if there's any Kingdom Hearts news. I know that Missing Link was delayed to next year, which I guess now is this year, but I don't remember when that happened or if we talked about it.
I think it might have happened in the intervening time, but yeah, it's kind of a no news sort of thing. So
yeah. The Kingdom Hearts way. Well, For our beloved bingers, this won't be necessary, but let's do a very quick recap of what happened at the end last time. Brain met Luxu, who ominously walked up to him and said, "It's a shame you only have one life to live."
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And boy, does that have a payoff this week.
It does, although it's a payoff that I didn't understand at first because of the chibi art. We're going to talk about that a bit. We're going to talk about a bit about how this whole game is not, for me, served very well by its art, because there are several things where I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm seeing a reveal or not right now.
That was one of the main things that I was thinking about as I was reading my notes. Is like, man, reading about it and seeing it are two very different things when you see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Laurium, Elrena, and Ventus got blasted off into the future by the pods, and Dennis pretended to be Darkness to trap the Darknesses in the data tunnel to the movie Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes.
That is where we left off. Elrena and, Skuld and Ephemer leave the Data Daybreak Town pod room and enter the real world Data Daybreak pod room. A little rusty on talking about this shit.
What? Why? Is it hard to talk about the data worlds and all this?
Well, I don't know if... Did you think, while you were watching this part, that they were maybe trying to hint that Daybreak Town is actually Data Daybreak Town, and Data Daybreak Town is Data Daybreak Town?
I was wondering, so I was like, how is the real world getting all glitchy like this?
There was some stuff that I don't know if it was supposed to imply it, but it felt like it might be, and I hope to God that it isn't, but it probably is, because they love that data stuff.
Yeah, there is part... I did wonder if it's just that, like, it's a different way of representing, like, the world breaking down, kind of like...
I pray that that's all it is.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, unless all of the events of these prequel games have taken place in data worlds, within data worlds.
Which... they almost entirely have, but the question is, have they entirely have? Anyway, Lushu and Brain are not here. So after Lushu said that creepy thing to Brain, they both disappeared. Ephemer and Skuld are glad to see that Lori, Melrena, and Ventus have escaped. They don't really address the fact that Brain is also gone, but I guess they're just assuming... even though he said he would stick around, I guess that he was like, actually, this is very bad. I'm going to get out of here, too.
Yeah, I guess, or they just don't have time to think about it. Unclear.
Yeah, which is very true as they walk outside and see a confusing apocalypse. Because Daybreak Town is in ruins, and much like at the very beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1, there is a huge ball of darkness in the sky swallowing up the land around them. But also, the sky is glitching out like they're in a data world.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody really knows what to make of this. I hope that all that this is a poorly conceived visual shorthand for the end of the world that they already had prepared because they had been using it in the datascape.
Yeah.
That's what I want it to be.
Maybe there's weirdness with, like, the data world bleeding into the real world or something. Maybe.
That's my second most preferred option.
Yeah.
Did that happen in Coded? I feel like there might have been some stuff like that.
I think so. I mean, people that were data, like, went into the real world and stuff, right? At certain points.
Yeah, I know there was some concerns about, like, the big, like, data dark side Heartless that said 100% consuming darkness, loving it, yum yum. I think they were like, we can't let that out into the real world or something. Maybe that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, of course, is that it turns out that Daybreak Town is actually a data world in itself, and that the data Daybreak Town is a data world in the data world.
Yeah. Well,
hopefully not.
Yeah, if we're getting, like, Kingdom Hearts is all, like, simulation theory bullshit or something.
Well, at that point, it's a data world and a data world and a data world.
Right, everything's a data world in that case.
Because it's a video game.
Yeah.
Whatever the case, though, Ephemer and Skuld don't seem to react to the glitches specifically. They're just like, this is bad.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be sure what to make of it either, so just, yeah, they know it's bad, and they kind of... feels like they just kind of give up.
Yeah, Skuld is getting very, very morose about the end of the world, and how, everything that they built over all these years is being destroyed in an instant, and Ephemer's just like, let's go back inside, shall we?
Yeah.
Flashback.
Forever flashback.
5 years ago, the Master of Masters meets a darkness on the Looking Hill, and tells it that this world exists in 3 stages. First, Keyblade wielders are brought together. Second, their numbers dwindle, but the survivors learn to stand on their own. Third, the ones left will have to decide how to handle being trapped in a world with darkness. I don't know why he told us this, because I feel like we have seen all of that happen, but great.
Yeah. Well, it's the past.
Thanks,
He's explaining what's going to happen, I guess. I don't know. I
suppose so.
Yeah. I mean... can't blame them for maybe thinking that people need a refresher or an explanation.
Fair enough.
Potentially.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Considering that for the players, this is a story that has been told for like 7 years now.
Right, yeah.
He tells the darkness that this world, he says, will end when all 7 lifeboats depart and a new day will dawn. And I'm assuming that he's not in the data world when he says this, which... we know that the lifeboats are supposed to activate the shutting down of the data world, but it sounds like he's saying that they also trigger the end of the real world.
Yeah, which maybe lends more credence to it being a data world than a data world.
Yeah, or it's possible that, after the Keyblade War, maybe something along the lines of he had some kind of magical protection that was keeping... real Daybreak Town together despite the apocalypse, and it has been disabled. That's just a guess.
It could be. Or it's just a synchronicity thing of like, those lifeboats leave because the world is ending, and therefore the world ends when the lifeboats leave.
I'm just grasping at anything that makes it so that we don't have a data world in a data world.
Yeah, I would love that to be true. And now that we're talking about it, I'm thinking it's less and less likely to be true.
Darkness asks the Master, "Did you come to this world just to end it?" And he says, "Well, not exactly."
But yeah.
And the Darkness says, why waste your time on this plan when you have the Book of Prophecies? And I love this. After all of this hype about how important the Book of Prophecies is, the Master's just like, the book kind of sucks.
Well, it's a good point, because, like, the Darkness is like, you know everything. And it's like, well, no, I just know what, like, people holding my Keyblade looked at. That's not everything.
Yeah, he says, if the book really had that much in it, I would never have shown it to you.
Yeah, and yeah, that is a really good, because that, I actually like that them saying this, because I always did think it's weird that it's like, it's got a comprehensive history of the future. It's like, but like through one guy's eyes, like there's like hundreds of planets and stuff, apparently. Like, how's that supposed to work?
And he says very specifically here that the only stuff that's in the book is the stuff that he decided to write down.
Right, yeah, he's not putting everything in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, you know, we've theorized about that, especially with like back cover stuff and how the all the tension between the foretellers led to everything going wrong. And this doesn't confirm that he is like actively lying in the Book of Prophecies, but that he is very specifically choosing to write things that will push people to certain actions.
Yeah, right.
He also says something extremely cryptic and weird, which is, the contents of the book aren't that important anyway. What really matters is when and where it was written and how to get there. So I don't know what he's talking about there. He wrote the book. I mean, we saw at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 that he was in the mysterious city that Sora and Riku were in.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he's talking about?
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, it's a world they can't even conceive, I suppose, because they can't really conceive of a modern world. There is like a weirdness, because obviously I think the part of what he couldn't conceive is maybe all that future technology, although they have a lot of futuristic technology in this pastime too. So again, just hard to know what he means by he couldn't conceive it.
Yeah, we'll get there in just a second, because I think I know what he means, but he says that the book contains a waypoint for the lifeboats. He says the lifeboats have all these limitations. This is the stuff that we've heard about, needing a medium and memories of you where you arrive with the lifeboats. And it seems like the Book of Prophecies to him is all just a way to use a lifeboat to get to that place and time. He says Lushu has the memories of him, his eye is the medium, and that gives him a direct line to the future. It's not his final goal, but it's an important step, and it's one that he won't be taking alone. Which could be him talking about absorbing one of the darknesses into himself. Or maybe he's talking about Lushu.
I would think, I was thinking he's talking about Lushu for sure. And I guess whoever else got blasted to the future.
There's another extremely cryptic line here, where the darkness says, the 7 pods and the 7 crowns, and the Master says, for the 7 lights.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new MacGuffin, the 7 crowns.
Yeah, we didn't see any crowns yet.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about there.
I mean, it finally gets it all. There's so much crown imagery in the games that has never really been remarked upon. It's just there.
Yeah, stay tuned for that, I guess. I really don't know what he's talking about.
7 crowns, I guess that could just be referring to like the concept of princesses, wearing crowns, or just royalty, I guess, in general, being people who are lights. Yeah.
The Master says that with his eye, he saw something interesting in the future, a world he can't conceive of.
Yeah.
He does. I do like this exchange between him and Darkness, where Darkness says, you are difficult to understand. And the Master says, oh, people? And the Darkness says, no, you.
It's true. They got him.
You're a weird guy. The Master says another weird thing. A chessboard makes for a small world. It's easy to understand and control, but imagine it expanding one fairy tale at a time without limits. No matter how wide the world gets, the darkness will always reach every corner. Is that fair? I don't know.
Man. You made it... Yeah, it's weird because he brings up the metaphor of it when the chessboard's small, it's easier for darkness to do that, and then he's like, it'll get bigger, but you'll do it anyway, so what's the point of it being bigger then?
Yeah, I don't know what he means. Maybe that'll make sense in Kingdom Hearts 4. I like the way that the Master says, I'm sick of darkness, I want some alone time.
Yeah.
So this is what I think he means when he says a world he can't conceive of. is he says he wants to go to a world that is not ruled by light or darkness. So I think that what he's saying is that the world that he appears in at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, along with Sora and Riku and Yozora, is like a different universe that isn't bound by the Kingdom Hearts metaphysics of light and dark and hearts and all that.
That could make some sense. Well, and again, that's and that is also like his dream future, I think, and like Xehanort's dream future was one where actually, I guess Xehanort wanted a future with zero darkness, I suppose. Seems like Master.
I thought he was trying to rebalance it. I don't remember.
I thought the idea was that no, because Xehanort's actual thing he said was that there's weak people who create darkness in their hearts, and that's why we have darkness. I'm going to create a world where I'm in charge, so I like basically weed out all the weakness and just have light.
That's right. Pure and bright, he said.
Yeah. Right. Where Master of Masters seems to be, yes, he seems to be more going for like a equilibrium type thing.
I'm sick of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
No more light, no more darkness, no more hearts. Get me out of here. No more friends are my power. He says, I want to believe in a world of fiction that we can't even imagine. And then the darkness says, fiction? Do you mean the data world? And he says, no. A world I can't even conceive of. A place where voices and sight can't reach. A ... world.
Yeah.
Something was redacted. We don't know what he said there.
Nomura loves this, and I hate it.
All I can think is a Final Fantasy world. A Verum Rex world.
You know, I kind of think that some of this is going back to the chessboard stuff, right? Which I guess, like, it makes me think that in their current time, is Daybreak Town the entire world? Is that it?
What we were told at the very start of all this, when we were watching back cover and key, was that at this point in time, the world is one gigantic world, and I think they say that Daybreak Town is like the center of it.
That's right. Which, yeah. Well, and so I'm wondering if the world that he can't conceive of is more just what we see in Kingdom Hearts 1, which is all of these fairy tale worlds not connected, and like, you know, and also I guess we know that they're like created by the imagination of children. So that's maybe that's what he means. Like, one I can't conceive. It's one that imagination is conceiving, and that's infinite because imagination's like infinite.
Something that really confuses me about this exchange is that the thing that slots into that missing word the most obviously to me is fictional. Mm-hmm. But he's clearly saying fictional. He's saying, I want to go to a world of fiction. So it can't be a fictional world. A Squaresoft world? A Nomura world?
Yeah, I mean, when he's saying fiction, I'm thinking of like the fairy tale stuff, but I guess I don't know. Again, I think it's just like worlds of imagination created by kids, I suppose, which is the thing we've been told.
The thing that makes me think that he's talking about Yozora's world is that is explicitly in Toy Story in this. It is a world, a work of fiction in their world.
That's true. Yeah,
whereas Toy Story is a work of fiction in our world, but not theirs? Maybe?
Could be. He talks about how it's a place where voices can't reach and sight can't reach, too, right?
Yeah. Voices and sight can't reach.
Because what I wonder is if that's connected to the thing 2 scenes from now with Dennis and the Void of the Dream Eaters and stuff.
Yeah, this is all still up in the air. I do have a crackpot corner here. It's slightly mistimed because I was looking at my crackpot corners and realized there was one that I should have done several weeks ago.
Okay.
But I did tie it into what we're talking about here. And this is about Riku's sword from Kingdom Hearts 1.
Mm-hmm.
Because Riku had a bat-wing sword that was not a Keyblade called the Soul Eater, which had a gazing eye in the hilt. And we don't know where he got that, but we can assume that it was given to him by Maleficent.
Makes sense, yeah.
And that's weird, because the gazing eye is, of course, associated with the Master of Masters and not with Maleficent. But the fact that she came to Daybreak Town and met the darkness and all that does show that there is a clear through line from the Master of Masters to Maleficent. Whether she knows that or not, I think that he exerted some kind of influence on her that led to a copy of his eye being in Riku's sword, which would imply to me that whenever we see a weapon with a gazing eye in it, that's not just for show. they are all part of his information collection network.
Yeah, I think it tells you these are people that he thinks are important and need to be, like, watched, basically.
Yes, and that would allow him to obtain information all over the world without being constrained just to what happens near his own Keyblade. Mm-hmm. And that would potentially increase his chances of eventually discovering one of these fictional worlds. But the Book of Prophecies only has information from his Keyblade, because that unreality stuff is only for him to know. That's my theory.
Makes sense. It's like, why wouldn't he put an eye on Sora? And I've got the one reason, which I think is, which I want to be the reason, which is just that, like, kind of like everybody, just Master of Masters didn't think Sora was important, and Sora ends up being very important, you know?
That is very possible, since the one who did get the gazing eye was Riku and not Sora.
Right. And people seem to think Riku would be the guy, and then Sora kind of stepped in. So,
maybe through some magical means, he was assuming that Riku would get a Keyblade that his eye could be in, but then Riku didn't end up getting the Keyblade, so he had to give it to him through a sword. This is just pure guesswork at this point, but...
Here's a bad reason for Sora to not have a Keyblade with an eye in it, because he's the Master of Masters and he doesn't need to watch himself.
No! Because if Sora did have a Keyblade with the Master of Masters eye in it, there would be some kind of paradox of them getting too close to each other and the world would be annihilated.
Yeah, something. But yeah, just more like, I don't need to watch myself. I already did all that stuff. I know that. I know what I did.
I remember it. I was there.
Which I hate, and it's not real.
It's fictional.
Yeah, it's fictional.
Anyway, back to the apocalypse. Ephemer and Skuld get back into their pods, having accepted that Daybreak Town is doomed. Skuld thanks Ephemer for being here so she doesn't have to face the end alone, and Ephemer says it's not the end. And he thinks about Dennis and all 4 of the wonderful times that they hung out together, and they both are crying, and the pods close on them as the ceiling caves in.
Yeah, that's bleak. It would appear.
R.I.P.?
Yeah.
Yeah. We go to Dennis and his Chirithy, who last we saw, they were in the tunnel to the movie Wreck-It Ralph with the Darknesses, and as the Day to Daybreak Town began to shut down, Chirithy, like, enveloped Dennis in a bright white light. And now they are in a white void surrounded by other Keyblade wielders and their Chirithys, who begin to magically vanish their Key Kids and take their hearts, I'm assuming into their little coin purse things, mm-hmm. and they tuck them away and transform into Dream Eaters.
Yeah, because they're
the Dream Eaters were the Keyblade children.
Yeah, or the Chirithys combined with them?
Yes. That's what I think it is that the spirits that we met in Dream Drop Distance are the, like, fusion, the sort of protective shield around the Keyblade children. I did start crying at this point, which I was pretty surprised about. I think that's the first Union Cross cry. So not only for me, but for literally everybody. This is an interesting point, by the way, because if you recall, at the very end of Dream Drop Distance, Sora goes to say goodbye to the Dream Eaters, and he's playing with them, and they're all having a fun time in Traverse Town. And we cut to Ventus asleep in Castle Oblivion, and he smiles. And now we know those Dream Eaters are his damn friends.
Yeah. Yeah. And
well, he didn't have friends, but his acquaintances.
Is it possible his heart was with his Chirithy being a Dream Eater at that time, helping out Sora?
His heart was taken into Sora's,
right?
But okay. I think that the Dream Eaters were, like, resonating with Ventus.
Makes sense. Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, that's my colleagues. That's my old work friends."
Yeah. Chirithy says, "We're connected to the hearts of our Keyblade wielders. When you fall asleep, we become your protectors." And then he tells Dennis basically, like, if you like choose to, your heart will melt into a new one. Which
yes, he gives Dennis the option. Do you want to go to sleep and we will become a Dream Eater, and someday hopefully you will wake up and become you again, or do you want to reincarnate? That's new.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm interested that this is apparently how the afterlife works in this world. And again, I guess this goes back to, like, Master of Masters made the Chirithys for a reason. I'm assuming most people don't get the option to turn into a Dream Eater. They just get reincarnated.
Or the fact that they're with the Chirithy is why Dennis has this choice.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we don't... I kind of feel like when we saw that, like, liminal space that Sora ended up in Kingdom Hearts 3, that was hearts getting ready to, like, be recycled and stuff, but I guess we don't know. I think, because didn't Chirithy say some stuff about that there? I can't remember.
We don't know. I think that Chirithy says something about, like, these hearts will go to the next plane or something like that. But yeah, it is probably intentionally ambiguous whether the next step for those hearts is reincarnation or just ascension to Christian heaven.
Yeah.
Heart heaven. So Dennis is given the choice to reincarnate, and we cut to an unfamiliar city where a woman who kind of looks like Skuld but is confirmed not Skuld hands a baby to a hunched over, hooded, elderly figure. That person takes the baby to the Destiny Islands, where he grows up to be Xehanort.
He was a little tan baby with white hair.
Yes. Teenage Xehanort leaves the Destiny Islands as the hooded figure dies, presumably of old age.
Yeah, Xehanort, no reaction to his father figure dying on the beach behind him.
It is kind of an insane shot of chibi Xehanort just standing up and walking away as a hunched over old man just drops dead.
Yeah, and I'm like, God, it isn't Brown Sack Xehanort, but it's not that dissimilar from Brown Sack Xehanort, this guy in this robe.
Yeah, Xehanort leaves as his apparent guardian / father figure dies and wakes up in Scala ad Caelum, and then we cut ahead to him sitting down to play chess with his friend Ericus. We go back to Dennis, who smiles at Chirithy and says, "It's not over yet." Chirithy says goodnight, they hug each other goodbye, and his heart floats away.
Yeah, it's funny, the first time I watched this, I was like, was Dennis reincarnated as Xehanort? Is that what I'm seeing here?
What do you think?
Huh?
What do you think?
I think he actually just got, like, a vision of the future. I don't think that he actually is starting Xehanort.
You are right and you are wrong.
Oh.
You are right that he is not Xehanort. This cutscene is pretty misleading, and I don't know if it's supposed to be, but everyone did watch this and think, oh my god, we become Xehanort? But that's not the case. The person that Dennis reincarnates into is the hooded figure.
What? How are we supposed to tell that?
I think that we're meant to, visually follow Dennis's decision to reincarnate. This is why I do think it is meant to be misleading as kind of a bait and switch, is that we see, oh, who will he reincarnate into? And then we see a baby. So I think we are supposed to go, oh my god, that's us? But, okay, this part is unknown, although Nomura has confirmed that the hooded figure is the elderly reincarnated form of the player from Union Cross. The general theory is that the player character in Missing Link is the same reincarnation who will later become this elderly person, but that's not confirmed.
Could make some sense. So Dennis very smugly tells his Chirithy, don't worry, it's not over. I'm going to train Hitler. And then he turns into a heart.
Well, he doesn't see Hitler. He just sees a young, talented artist coming up in the world.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what Dennis actually sees here. It's possible that that vision is just for our benefit, and all he's thinking is like, I'm not going to give up because there's a future for the world and I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm slightly exaggerating about how bad Xehanort is, although not much, I don't think, personally. But obviously Xehanort's also part of the big plan, so he needs to happen, whether you like it or not.
This is a crackpot corner that is not mine. It's just a theory that some people have that I personally don't like, but I also think I don't hate this in the way that I hate Sora, Master of Masters. I just think this one's kind of funny.
Okay.
This is a theory about Luke's sword, and the fact that if you take out the X and rearrange the rest of the letters, you get Ludor, which is a particular, what's the word? Declension? I haven't taken Latin in a long time. Conjugation of the verb to play.
Oh, so it's like he's the player character.
Some people think that Luke's sword is the reincarnation of the player.
I mean, that would be a funny little joke, sort of, that like the guy that's obsessed with just like playing and having a good time is literally you, the player character.
Yeah, I think the reason that I don't personally buy it is that it's just kind of, I'm not ruling it out. I could see that being what they would do, but the reason that I kind of don't buy it is that it's this weird kind of mixing of in-fiction and meta stuff where it's like, he's the player of games as Luke Sword because he is the character who is played in it. It doesn't really line up to me, but I do think it's funny and I don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think that's totally fine if that's what
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
So we are about to go to credits, but I do have a second Crackpot Corner. I don't know if I already said that I was going to have 2 this week, but I got to get through them as we're approaching the end of Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
For now. This is the one that I actually did intend to talk about this time.
Okay.
In Dream Drop Distance, Xemnas in the grid tells Sora that, or maybe it was young Xehanort, I don't know, tells Sora that data worlds can't dream even if they enter the realm of sleep. And Lushu said the same thing to Brain last time. Now, since Data Daybreak Town is a data world that has gone to sleep, that would mean that it currently exists in some state of sleeping but awake, in the same way that the grid does. It is in the realm of sleep, but it itself is not asleep.
Yeah, I think that's right. Okay.
So this is just kind of a guess of how that could work, but like maybe the realm of sleep is some kind of spatial plane of existence that sleeping worlds enter, and the data world has entered that same plane, but is actually awake. But what that could mean is that the reason that the Dream Eaters are in the sleeping worlds from Dream Drop Distance is just that they left Data Daybreak Town.
Oh, because Data Daybreak Town got brought into the real world, sort of, by being put into this world. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Just a theory. I didn't go very far with that one, but I don't know, could make sense.
Yeah, as much as anything, for sure.
Yeah, so that's credits. That's the end of Union Cross, besides the remaining 15 minutes of cutscenes.
Yeah.
One of the lifeboat pods floats through an ocean of debris. The Scala ad Kylum theme from Kingdom Hearts 3 is playing. This is a good point to remember that when we go to Scala in Kingdom Hearts 3, there is an upside-down Daybreak Town clock tower underwater.
Right.
The pod opens. Ephemer sits up. We cut then to Maleficent's Raven flying her cloak to Yen Sid's tower, which is Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
So that is how she was resurrected, is that she was a time traveler cloak thing. Sure. Ridiculous, but true.
I mean, it's nice to get an explanation for, like, one of the most inexplicable scenes in Kingdom Hearts.
Where the fairies are like, no, we can't remember her. Which, again, does feel very odd now because it suggests that they understand this method of time travel.
Yeah, we need the game where we find out why the fairies know all this stuff.
Yeah, I've said this before, but it does feel like the fairies and wizards of Kingdom Hearts seem to have a greater understanding of the world. Yen Sid, Merlin, the fairies, Maleficent, fairy godmother from Cinderella. Why do they know all this? Are they gods? Are they, what's the thing from Lord of the Rings that Gandalf is?
Oh.
Maiar?
Yeah, IR, yeah. They're an angel, essentially.
That's what the 3 fairies are.
Yeah. Well, and it could be that they work for Yen Sid, and Yen Sid is like a old school Keyblade master and might just know stuff from being an old school Keyblade master.
And he's Walt Disney's nobody.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That's too bad. We then cut to Lauriam, who awakens in a field of flowers in the Drouth Woodlands, presumably with no memories, because we don't think that anyone there would remember him.
Right.
So this, and we also see Elrena, who is unconscious in the mountains near Maleficent's castle during a thunderstorm, which suggests that the medium that they reconstituted themselves through is flowers and lightning, explaining their elemental alignments.
Oh, is that what's going on? Okay, interesting.
I think so.
Okay.
There was also, just for timeline stuff, there was that extremely weird final mix cutscene in Kingdom Hearts 2 where Xigbar talks to Zexion about, like, finding new members, and he's like, oh, I found this guy with pink hair somewhere. So presumably this is shortly before Xigbar grabs him.
Yeah, Yeah, it's interesting that they've lost their memories as part of this process when it doesn't seem like it happens to everybody. I don't know.
Well, that was the thing that they were saying about the lifeboats, is that you need somebody who remembers you where you arrive to, like, reconnect your memories to your body.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that would seemingly explain why Laurium and Elrena, as nobodies, have no memories of themselves, which, you know, this was a whole thing in Kingdom Hearts 2 and in Days, is like, Axel remembers being Lee, Saïx remembers being Aiza, Roxas doesn't remember being Sora because of various weird things, but why didn't Marluxia and Elrena, or Marluxia and Larxene, remember being their human selves? They just don't have memories. Simple.
Got it. Okay.
Sometimes things are simple.
Yeah, it's very simple, yeah.
One simple fact in a sea of confusing nonsense. Ventus, who also, of course, doesn't remember his past in Birth by Sleep, he finds himself unconscious in the Badlands that are also the Keyblade Graveyard. A little less clear what he will have reconstituted himself out of, but we know that he's a light boy, so this is something I talked about before, is like, when the apocalypse happened, why did the Badlands / Keyblade Graveyard persist without the hearts of children? Maybe it has some kind of special light protection. Maybe that's what Ventus reconstituted from. I don't know. We see a shadowy figure approaching. We don't see who they are, but presumably it's old Xehanort.
Oh, is that what it was? For some reason, my notes I wrote down that it was Ericus. I don't know why I did that.
Well, I watched it weeks and weeks ago, so I don't remember.
Well, yeah,
when I wrote it down,
might have skipped over that today. I'd have to go back and look. I don't know if he was like carrying the Keyblade or something, but
I just wrote that I assume it's Xehanort. We then cut to a black coat guy carrying the Master's Keyblade and the black box through the Badlands. He says, "May your heart be your guiding key," and he takes off his hood
and reveals a chibi boy.
And he's Chibi Brain.
I did not realize this was Brain until scenes later, because he's not wearing Brain's signature hat, so how was I supposed to know it was fucking Brain?
This is a very odd sticking point that we have to talk about, because I don't know if you remember, I think at the very end of back cover, we see a near identical scene to this where Luxu says out loud with Luxu voice actor, may my heart be my guiding key. In this scene, we see almost the exact same thing, but he's Brain, so obviously the official thing has no voice acting, but we would assume that he has Brain's voice, and he says, may your heart be your guiding key, rather than my heart be my guiding key.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of disagreement over whether these are two different moments.
I think they could be.
Damo for the fan dub actually did have the voice actor say the original line, may my heart be my guiding key, instead of your.
I noticed that, and I was like, that seems like a mistake, but now I get it, I guess.
Yeah, so I think I think he's leaning toward the possibility that this was just like a localization error, and it's not supposed to be two different lines.
Right.
I really could go either way, but I lean slightly toward the line being different on purpose.
Yeah, well, and I do think there is something. I mean, we know Luxu apparently is going to make it to the future by putting himself in other people's hearts. I think you're supposed to think that this is just Luxu bequeathing his Keyblade for the first person, which is Brain, and he gave him the box as well. But it's like Luxu could also be hitching a ride in Brain too at this point, so it could be Luxu and Brain.
Oh, interesting. I think the reason that I kind of think that the line is intentionally different is the fact that we hear Luxu's voice in the voiced version of the cutscene.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really make sense if it's a different person's body. I don't know. It's weird. It's confusing. No one really knows what to think of this. Maybe it'll make sense in Kingdom Hearts 4. We then cut to another hatless Brain, but this one, instead of a black coat, he's wearing his normal clothes besides his cool fedora with a feather in it. Waking up in the same city where we saw the baby exchange before. A Bloodborne man walks up to... This is a guy in a black coat, but not the black coat, with an obscured face under a hood and a tricorn hat.
Yes, and his name is Sigurd, apparently.
Sigurd. And he walks over to Brain and says, here's your cool hat.
Yeah, and it does make you wonder, because he's not wearing the black cloak and doesn't have the box, what is the chronology of these things happening?
I can't get all the way into my theory here, but let's finish this scene and then I'll say what I think. So Sigurd says, you must be Brain. I'm Sigurd. Give me a moment to make my report. He mumbles something to someone on an earpiece and then says, let me escort you to our headquarters. Brain obviously is confused, aren't we all? Brain is confused. Alternate title of the entire podcast. Sigurd says that it was decided that I would welcome you after you escaped the destruction of Daybreak Town. Brain says, what do you mean by decided? Sigurd says, I'll explain in Kingdom Hearts Missing Link.
Yeah, for real.
Brain says, are my friends here? Sigurd says, you are the only one who arrived in this time. But he leads Brain to a plaza featuring a fountain with a giant statue of Ephemer. And Sigurd says, there he is. The original Keyblade Master and founder of this town, Scala ad Kylum, Master Ephemer.
Pretty neat. And
I like that they made a statue of him as a boy.
That is funny. Yeah, I mean, maybe Ephemer just never really, he just always looked like that.
He's a Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Also, this is us learning that this town is, in fact, Scala ad Kylum. It does look different than in Kingdom Hearts 3. It's a lot more gloomy and gray compared to Kingdom Hearts 3, where it's all very bright white.
Yeah, I guess they haven't gone through that architectural movement yet.
Yeah, could just be like a different part of Scala. Could be just, maybe it's just a, foggy, shitty day. I don't really know. But it doesn't seem unintentional that it looks different.
Yeah.
So I think Missing Link is going to explore the timeline of Scala ad Kylum. Brain smiles up at the statue and says that guy was a good friend of mine. And then we get the classic Kingdom Hearts and Oath to Return. And that's the end of Union Cross.
Pretty cool. I liked this part. Yeah.
We also get a little bonus scene that Damo added with Lushu's report from the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 describing his perspective on what we just saw. And I do think it's worth recapping. He says, amid the chaos, I bequeathed my Keyblade to one of the Union leaders, which suggests that the Brain who we saw carrying the Master's Keyblade was not Lushu.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think that Lushu stole his body. But he says, I bequeathed it to one of the Union leaders.
It's true. I guess, yeah, he could do both, but it probably is not Lushu.
So that does raise the question, where the fuck did Lushu go?
Yeah.
Did he somehow steal Brain's body and go to Scala ad Kylum while the actual Brain who was bequeathed the Keyblade walked through the desert?
Yeah. Or
that's not what I think.
Yeah. There's also still no Scold.
Still no Scold. We don't know where she went, but we're assuming that she ended up in Radiant Garden as Subject X. Lushu continues, I watched as the 5 were sent to another world line, which means that he did observe them all the way to the very end. He didn't leave before any of them, presumably.
Yeah.
Keybladeless, I must depart this land to fulfill my final task. This means casting my own body aside and sojourning my heart in vessel after vessel. Again, Keybladeless. So that wasn't Lushu in the desert.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so, yep, there we go.
It does also raise another question, which is, how did he do that without his Keyblade? I don't know if we talked about that when we read the reports, but that's weird.
Yeah, I think we talked about that before, that it's like, wow, Lushu must be so powerful and
yeah,
and be able to do some weird stuff. Or maybe Master of Masters gave him a fun gadget, who knows?
I guess that's also, I never really thought about that. No, because he says Keybladeless. I was going to say maybe he just has his own Keyblade, but no, he specifically said Keybladeless.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe he meets up with the Master and it's like, hey, I didn't think about this, but how am I gonna... And the Master's like, oh shit, I didn't think about that either. Here, let me...
Oh, one thought, I guess, is he already has a darkness inside of him at this point, right?
We're assuming so, because he met that darkness in the computer room, in the pod room, and they were about to fight. And the next time we caught up with them, the darkness was gone and Lushu was still around. So I'm assuming that, yeah, he subdued the darkness and absorbed it into himself.
Well, maybe that's part of why they absorb the darkness, because darkness can get into hearts without a Keyblade, and maybe if you've got darkness in you, you can also get in somebody's heart.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's a big mystery. Well, it'll be explained in Missing Link in Kingdom Hearts 4, probably. The last thing that he says here is, in time, I will meet the 5 once more. When the Chosen One uses the Master's Keyblade to reenact the Keyblade War, I will return to this stage for my final role. The Lost Masters will awaken. And now we know that the Master of Masters intends to travel to the future, which Oh, this was actually, no, I don't know. I was going to say that could be what he means by the 5, the 4 foretellers and the master minus Ava. But I forgot during the report he was referring to the union leaders as the 5, not the foretellers. I don't know.
Yeah, I would
Kingdom
think it's
Hearts 4,
the
we'll
5
see.
people that got shot in the future that don't include Ephemer and Scold.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
That is the end of Union Cross. Woohoo! What a weird fucking game.
Yeah, I ended up liking this a lot more than I thought I would. I'm sure parts of it made me mad, but this part was cool.
Yeah, I love Union Cross, the audacity of it to be the things that it is.
Yeah.
The story is so nuts.
I think that's what really bothers me the most still is just because it's like this should be a book if they didn't want to make or is there a book version of it? I guess you can get the Ultimania or whatever.
The Book of Prophecies.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah.
Well,
Because it does feel
now
like
that would be full of spoilers.
yeah, and I guess the thing is that they have put this information into the games in the form of videos you can watch, kind of, but it just feels bad to sequester and then take down so much information.
Yeah, I mean, this is why, as we've talked about before, many people are hoping to God that they movie-fy this in the same way that they did with like Coded and Days.
I feel like they would have to if it's going to be what Kingdom Hearts 4 is based on.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 6 hours long if they do that. Although, they could do Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key and Kingdom Hearts Union Cross as 2 different long cutscene movies. I don't know. We'll see. I would like it, but also I'm kind of like, don't bother. Can you please make Kingdom Hearts 4 and Missing Link? I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
Whatever they do, I'll eat that shit up because I have no dignity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, same. Yeah.
The other thing is about this game, and I think we really saw a lot of it in this part, my god, would it have a completely different feel if it didn't look like this. I mean, like the scene of Ephemer and Skuld walking outside, seeing their world being destroyed, and just sort of quietly turning around and walking back inside, and then Skuld starts crying. That's a very intense moment that looks very silly.
Well, yeah, I almost don't feel, and like a lot of the times I find myself not like emotionally connecting with what's happening because the art isn't getting across to me what's going on. Like, yeah. I don't it's just not up to the task of representing the complicated action it's trying to do.
Right. You're trying to make me cry with Funko Pops. And you did, but only once. That's a pretty bad hit rate for Kingdom Hearts in my experience.
Yeah, Funko Pops usually just make people cry when their husband like goes beyond his budget or whatever, but otherwise they're not good at making people cry.
Yeah, well, all things considered, I do love these games. Never played them, never will, but what a wacky, wild story.
You can't even play them.
Maleficent traveled back in time. Good. It does make me very excited for where the story is going. And speaking of where the story is going, would you like to see and discuss some things that are non-canon?
I would love
but
to.
But could become canon?
Okay, yeah.
Let's hop on over. Let's dive to the wiki and read some more stuff from the Kingdom Hearts Fan Wiki article, Non-Canon Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, cool.
I'm just going to scroll to a random point. What's the worst that could happen?
I have found one for myself once you...
Wow, it's all good.
It is all good.
Here's a world. New York, 1985. First appearance, Watchmen.
Oh, really? That's when New York first appeared?
Rulers of this world, Richard Nixon, Ozymandias.
Nixon? What?
Number of treasure chests, 14. I'm glad we got that nailed down.
Yeah, that's good.
It also says New Deal car lot, first appearance, used cars, 1980. What the hell is that?
That's this person's dad's car lot.
Used cars. That is a movie from 1980.
Okay.
Starring Kurt Russell. Okay.
All right.
Directed by Robert Zemeckis. This is a movie I've just never heard of.
Me neither.
But this person has, and we're going to go there in Kingdom Hearts non-canon.
Yeah. I've got some battle quotes for Homer and Bart Simpson.
Please.
Ouch! Homer or Bart. Doe. Yeah, I like that. It's, yeah. Doe, Homer, grunt.
Yeah.
You're going down, Homer or Bart Simpson. Why you little? Chokes the Heartless. Homer. Bart! Homer. Dad! That's Bart, actually. This is hard to read for some reason.
The World About Nothing. First appearance, Seinfeld.
Oh, Jesus.
Boss theme songs. Rowdy Rumble, Newman, first visit. My Chemical Romance, Dead, Larkscene, second visit. Number of treasure chests, 4.
I've got battle quotes for Peter Griffin.
Oh, sorry. Can I? Yeah. We were just talking about where we go in The Simpsons. Oh my God. Okay. First, let me preface this. The Seinfeld world has 20 areas.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one? The New York from Watchmen has 9 areas.
Mm-hmm.
Springfield, which you were just talking about, has 519 areas.
Whoa.
Including power plant, cells, school, Bruns's office, Simpsons' house, and Krusty Studios. The boss theme songs are The Encounter, where you fight Mr. Burns.
Okay.
Squirming Evil, where you fight Sideshow Bob. And Through the Fire and Flames, when you fight Axel.
Whoa. Okay.
Rulers of the World, Principal Skinner, Mayor Quimby, Edna Krabappel.
It's true.
In what world is she the ruler of Springfield? Anyway, Family Guy.
Yeah, there's battle quotes for Peter Griffin. What, can you do a Peter Griffin? I can't really.
You tell me. No, that's W.C. Fields, Mark Pruksch from On Cinema.
All right, well, Sora, hey, that hurts. Ah, you bastard. Laughs in his usual way. Do you want to get your ass kicked? Think about that while I get myself a drink. During one of his special skills where a fridge appears out of nowhere, and as he opens it after he finishes speaking, a raccoon jumps on his face and he charges at a random enemy uncontrollably, trying to get it off. In drunken speech.
And then...
What? If there was a stupid and ugly contest, you'd win or lose. Whichever's funnier falls over, said by Peter when he faints.
Here's a world. Dad's home. Dad becomes an ally here.
Finally,
doesn't say what that's from.
Finally, my dad is my ally.
Oh, we can go to Mimiga Island from Cave Story. There's got to be information on the Family Guy world.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Oh, there it is. This must be the wrong thing. Yeah, I can't. There's no information on the Quahog world, but we do have a list of new Keyblades. The yellow blade is obtained in Springfield after defeating Mr. Burns. The keychain is a donut. To protect and serve is the Family Guy keychain. The blade resembles a Rhode Island police car. I don't recall the police being a huge part of Family Guy.
No, me neither.
Any guess what Powerpuff Key is from?
Powerpuff Girls.
Any guess what the Homestar Key is from?
Homestar Runner. Hey, I'm learning some lore here about this non-canonical game. I don't want to read this whole thing, but I'm learning a bit about the summons you can get, apparently. So this is from talking about battle tips for fighting the mysterious gunman. It says, since your summons can vary, there are no summons certain to be there other than Donald and Goofy. If you have them, you should summon James Hetfield and Maniac Man together when fighting him.
Well, hey, it's funny you say that because I'm currently looking at the Keyblade Metallo, a purplish-blue Keyblade with a lightning bolt pattern and a set of electric strings stretching from the back of the handle to the end, similar to the Van Halen blade. Received from James Hetfield after the battle with Xemnas in the Capital Wasteland.
Yeah, I found another part that says, your summons will be Ozzy Osbourne, Maniac Man, and Goofy. James Hetfield, Van Halen, and Rachel will be your assistants.
Rachel. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Guess what the Nukem Keyblade is from?
Duke Nukem.
No, you're thinking of the Nukem Blade.
Well,
the Nukem Keyblade, not to be confused with the Nukem Blade.
Is that Fallout?
No.
Okay.
Great guesses. But no, it's Watchmen.
What?
The blade is shaped like a watch. That is not why it's called Watchmen.
They're all men that wear watches. I don't know, I didn't fucking see it. I'm too busy writing this giant article on this wiki.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Should we wish us duck?
There's gotta be, there's so much more here. We could read this 1,000 episodes.
Yeah. Yes, I'm finding all sorts of stuff.
Okay, Blade of the Arbiter is obtained after completing the Halo level. This is Wish Us Duck.
This is Wish Us Duck. Okay.
I kind of like this one. Sorry, I'm still looking at it.
Yeah, okay.
The Lemonic Demonade is a guitar blade that has a handle shaped like a horned lemon, received from Neil Ciceriga when the Gnome Wastelands Guitar Jam minigame becomes available.
That's huge.
Lemonic Demonade. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Did Peter Griffin say any good quotes.
Oh, well, I've scrolled so far away from it, but
it's very hard to find.
What is this? Who is this? Oh, it's the mysterious gunman, apparently. I'm getting distracted for some reason.
Control F Peter Griffin.
I was worried that would bring up too many results, but
it does bring up. Can we do the Peter Griffin quote? Ah, you bastard, laughs in his usual way.
Yeah, we can do that one.
This is Wish Us Duck, the segment where we try to sound like Donald Duck. I'm going to say my classic catchphrase, which is, I feel like I had a breakthrough.
Okay.
And now to do the exact same Donald Duck voice as I always do.
Perfect.
Let me try that again.
Pretty good. I, as usual, have not practiced at all. And so here we go. Okay, 1 second.
I missed that segment.
Yeah, it's a good segment. We all love it.
And I'm going to miss it again as I'm getting my mouth chopped up.
Ooh, yeah, that'll be a tough one to do with a chopped up mouth.
I go into the periodontist and I'm like, when you put my mouth back together, can you do it in a way that makes the Donald Duck voice sound better?
Can you give...
And they'll be like, oh, you have to ask for that before you make the appointment.
Please give me the top secret Disney Tony Anselmo surgery.
What did you do to Tony Anselmo? Do that to me. And they're like, no, I'm sorry. That is an exclusive mouth surgery.
Yeah, you need to be part of whatever that is, like Club 33 or whatever, to get that mouth surgery.
Oh my god. You get into Club 33 by doing a good enough Donald Duck voice, and then they do the surgery to give you a better Donald Duck voice.
People will tell you that you just need a lot of money, but no, you need the world's best Donald Duck impression.
You want to hear something weird?
What's that?
On this article, if you Control F Shoop de Whoop, there are 6 results.
That is weird. That shouldn't happen in any article.
Shoop de Whoop said when he performs his Shoop de Whoop attack.
I think I read that last time.
This attack does an incredible amount of damage only available at good karma. Disagree.
Yeah, it feels like a bad karma move to me.
I can't... If I look at this anymore, I'm just gonna keep reading stuff.
Yep, it's a problem for sure.
Sora! Whoa! During special skill, Hot for Teacher Jam.
What? Ah!
Oh wow, man! Falls over. Said when Van Halen faints.
That is what Van Halen always said.
Okay, that's it. We are on Blue Sky at Sounds About Light. I'm on Blue Sky at Positive Stress, I think. You can find my other podcast, Dr. Huh, which is also currently on break, but will be back at some point. And that's it.
Yeah, you can find me on Blue Sky at Achilles Heelys, and you can listen to me on the F Plus sometimes. There actually have been some new episodes of the F Plus out, and a new one I think is literally, I think Lemon is uploading right now. So I'm not in it, but I bet it's fun.
I look forward to seeing what it is.
Yeah, and listen to Extra Credit. There's always new episodes of that coming out. We did an episode about, what was it, Parallel? Oh no, it was Synchronicities.
Synchronicity.
Yeah, which is like a coincidence, but not really. It's one you've invented entirely in your own mind.
Yeah, there are some of the most boring weirdos on there, and also some of the most interesting weirdos on there. What a land of contrasts.
Yes.
Yeah, that episode is deja vu all over again. And I was also on the newer episode, Bigger Than Before, where we read from Fantasy Feeder.
Oh.
Yum yum.
I haven't listened to that yet, but I better, or else. We're part of Noisespace.xyz.
We are part of... Whoa. We are part of Norse... We are part of...
We're part of Nordspace. The number one Norded podcast website.
Nordspace. Nordspace.kyz.
Yeah, that's good.
Where you can listen to other podcasts like Pot of Greed and Local Service Only about The Prisoner and Well Cool Robot about Gundam. Pot of Greed is about Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't say that. And others. There's more podcasts on there also as well.
They're good.
And like we say twice at the end of every episode, Keyblade. That was pretty good though, right?
Yeah.
Just now?
Yeah, it was good.
Nope, not that one. I don't know.
Bye.
We'll see how it sounds when I come back with a new mouth.
Yeah. when you get that special surgery with all the baffles in your mouth. All right, bye.
When I'm a member of Club 33.
Yeah.
Bye.
So where is it that you plan to run off to next?
A new world. One that I can't even conceive. A world where neither light nor darkness rules.
Where might that be?
Do you know what sets people apart from other living beings? People want to believe in the future, even if they won't be around to see it. I want to believe too. Believe in a world beyond what we can imagine. A world of fiction.
Fiction? Not the data world?
Nope. If you imagine hard enough, you can't make anything a reality. Like I said, a world I can't even conceive.
And that is?
A place where voices and sight can't reach. A world.